Idiots need experts. Experts don't need idiots. We need experts to help us idiots. To give us idiots expert running advice. Experts to help the idiots. Hey!
Tough Mudder Ben. One last tip for these running idiots.
If you could give the Miz and the Malin crew, which is myself, Andrew and Matt, one piece of golden advice for what we're doing, what would it be?
Take your time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Take your time and use poles for that kind of distance to take the weight off your core and your legs from the pack, and that would probably be it. And just enjoy it. It's gonna suck, but that's why you're doing it, isn't it?
Corn on the cob runner, Derek. Leave the idiots with one tip.
So knowing what we're doing, Derek, running 350 miles the length of Ireland, if you could give us one golden piece of advice, what would that be?
Keep smiling. I'm always smiling when I'm out there running. Even when it started, when my smile fades, and I notice, I'll pick it back up and I'll feel better. It helps me run. And then I think, you know what? Me smiling is making all these people driving thinking that I'm having fun, and maybe they'll get into running and they can take that on. That is really funny. But yeah, no, I would totally, that is it. But it always helps carry me through. And think of, for what you guys are doing, it'll be like MS Run the US. You got tons of people behind you and you're doing this for such a cool thing. It's not just a run, and that really helped me throughout that whole thing, I think,
Stonehenge 300 miler, Alex. What should the idiots know?
If you give the Miz and the Malin crew one piece of golden advice, so there's 3 of us running officially, one piece of advice, what would it be?
It would be have a plan for food and stick to it no matter how you're feeling. So the difference between last year's event, where I ended up collapsing in the middle of a road and just falling to pieces and then death marching in, and this year where I came in, granted with bad feet, but the rest of me good, was the feeling. It was I let myself get too hungry on that first one, and this time I had a plan for food and I would eat. And even when I was like, and you get to a point where self-care just drops off and you just can't be bothered, to eat anything or fill your water up or do anything, which you need to do. Just keep on top of that fuel. If you keep on top of that fuel, everything else works. It's when you let that slide, that's when it all starts to cascade down. And once you get to that point of being too hungry, it's very hard to pull those levels back up, especially when you're if you're deep into the event. If you let yourself get too malnourished, it's quite hard to then try and bring that level back up. So just have a plan for feeding and just stick to it and just go with it.
Ashley from MS Runs the US. One final thought for the idiots.
If you could give us, the guys actually doing this Miz and Milan run, one golden piece of advice, what would it be?
Just one?
Give us more. Give us more. Go for it.
Have a very good training plan and stick to it. Do the miles. Obviously, there's going to be a fine line of don't overtrain. You have to rest. You have to recover, but do not undertrain because that will be painful. The other piece of advice I would have is look at the elevation of the distance and factor in longer days when it's a little bit more flat. Definitely shorter mileage when you're going downhill. Now, people would think going uphill is really important for shorter mileage, but it's actually the downhill that I think can create a lot of issues. And then every day, every hour, every minute is kind of going to be its own thing. So try not to get too far ahead of yourself. Oh, the other piece of advice I would have is maybe around day 5, I would factor in, depending on elevation, a lower mileage day to
Yeah.
allow just a teeny bit of recovery before you need to finish out the whole thing. That's probably how I would manage.
Nick the running coach. Final advice for the idiots.
Ms. and the Malin crew, if you could give us one piece of advice, and I'm sure you're going to be there for part of it, most of it, some of it, all of it, who knows? What's the one piece of advice you would give us?
I would say, remember that you signed up to do it. It's your fault, not anybody else's. So don't moan, don't complain, just get it done.
Brutal. You
That's
can
it.
tell you're a rolling coach. You can tell you're a rolling coach.
Jerry, the Irish coastal runner. Any last wisdom for the idiots?
So it's myself, Andrew, and Matt. Matt's flying from America. If you could give the Ms. and the Malin crew one piece of advice for our run, golden piece of advice, what would it be?
I would say plan where you're going. Really, almost some of the stages I do actually, I plan so much. I look at the maps, I study, read all the information, have all the ordnance survey maps as well. And when I get there, I almost feel as if I've been there before because I plan so much. So plan really where you're going, where you might stop. Interesting things along the way. You don't want to pass something and say, oh, read months later, oh, we passed by that and we could have just taken a small little detour, or we could have called in there. So that's what I would advise, plan beforehand.
Isaac ultra marathon runner. What's the last lesson for the idiots?
So myself, Matt, and my brother are running 350 miles. What is the one piece of advice that you, Isaac, can give to us?
Oh, you're doing something I've never done. I would say enjoy the heck out of it and think about, well, I don't need to tell you, Matt. Think about how precious life is, and your kids. I think about my kids and my marriage a lot during ultras. That is what gets me through tough races. My family and our life here is more. I think about that a lot.
Sammy, the elite pathfinder. One thing the idiots must do.
Give us one piece of advice. What would it be for us doing this wrong?
Well, my biggest piece of advice was don't think about you're going from Mizzen to Malin. Think about, right, what do I have to do today? Because that 32 mile isn't as daunting as 350. So just take it as day as it comes and as step by step. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. So it doesn't matter how slow, how fast, whatever, but just keep pushing forward and break it down. So it's like, right, this is day 1. Let's get it out of the way. Prep for day 2 and just have it broken down that way rather than thinking it as a massive big task is how I would do it. Because I think whenever you have that big massive task, whenever you're hurting and you're in that locker that fine rightly you're going to be in, it's just a matter of thinking, well, another couple of hours I'm done, rather than thinking, geez, I have an hour 7 days of this. You get a couple of days, get your head sorted again, and then go again.
Joe the Greek ultra runner. What should the idiots remember?
If you could give one piece of advice to the Ms. and the Malin crew, what would it be?
Guys, you are seriously now, you're incredible for what you're aiming to do. So I want you to enjoy every single moment. From the moment that you had this broadcast with every one of us till the moment that you're be there and enjoy your companion, your footsteps together. I mean, enjoy. Seriously, enjoy and be grateful. That's all. Even, there are some difficulties and oh my God, this and this and that. Forget everything. Just, you are so lucky and fortunate to do that. So just enjoy. Life is too short. Enjoy every moment.
That's the experts finished. Incredible advice. Unbelievable patience. Especially with Idiot 2. Medals all round. Until next time, this is Idiot AI, signing out.